Who sings this? I was in the gym just now. Hit me one more time, you're so amazing. How you touched my world and flipped it upside down. You're the only one who ever drove me crazy. But you know what I want right now. Ow, 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 ow. Who sings that song? Well, attempts to sing. Anybody know? Sorry about that. Hold on. How come every time I hit the live, I have technical difficulties? I have AT&T and they're not very good. And also, StreamYard doesn't... fuck you, StreamYard. Okay, now look. I asked Michael, I was like, can we please put the lights on the tree, please? Because we got to wait to decorate it till it comes back from vacation. The lights are unknown. We have a giant snowman outside. And I never got excited for the holidays before because, well, I did. But ever since my parents moved, it was depressing. So like the last 6 years, I've just every holiday, if you watched my channel, the last 4 years, fuck the holidays. Now I'm in the merry season. Now, did you know that I'm merry? For now. Thank you, Kathy. There's no decorations, just lights. And I like colored lights. Do you guys prefer colored or plain, like the same color, like all red or all green or all just white? That's boring to me. I'm a Gemini and I don't have a favorite color, so I need all of the colors. Hey, Lonnie. Hey, Peach. Hey, Blue. Hi, Blue Eyes. Hello, Rebel. Hello, Jerry D. Oh, colored. See, thank you. And by the way, you guys took my poll to see if you guys are listening to Christmas music before Thanksgiving. I put on Christmas music just as I was putting up the tree, but I'm kind of fucking over it. I just want to spend time with people and shit without fucking holiday music standing in the way of all of it. Hey, Grace. You like different colors? Ooh, bubble lights. Yes. The big bulk lights, those need to go on the house outside with only multicolored, because the reason that multicolored lights are pretty is because when it's dark out, it glows like colors and it's very like, it's dark and it's pretty. Like bright white lights just light up everything. That's it. And you could put, I mean, technically you can put Christmas lights up all year. Good morning, Tia. But white lights, I mean, you can just have up all year round. Hello, Sally Ann. I hope you're doing good for yourself. Welcome. And also, did you know that like Christmas music pisses me off because like when artists are recording a Christmas album, and this is not what I'm talking about, by the way. This is actually probably going to be a very offensive live stream to you, but this is my opinion. So, I mean, fuck. Grab some blueberries, because did you know blueberries put you in a good mood when you chew them? When an artist records like a Christmas album that you're like, ooh, they're coming out with new music. Nope, it's just fucking Christmas music again. They do it throughout the summertime in the year, so it's not even Christmassy. If you're gonna record a Christmas album, do it around the Christmas season the year before and release it the year after during Christmas. Nobody's gonna buy your bullshit singing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas or Let It Snow while you're sitting in Los Angeles. Christina Aguilera, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey releases at least 4 Christmas albums per year. Okay. Backstreet Boys just did a Christmas song. Fuck. Sorry about that. Hey, Siren. Hey, Makeup Sarah. So anyways, just stop. Okay. Now that I got that out of my system, I am drinking a big cup of coffee this morning. Okay. After my workout, which I haven't done in a while, but I have worked out 4 days in a row. I would like for you to gather around because I was listening to a live stream yesterday and I could not chat much because I was lurking. Okay. And I had a lot to say about it because it has to do with, oh God, this is really going to sting. But I've talked about this before and I'll say it again. Dead dead people, dead victims, and dead people that are gone. Hey, Nicodemus. And my take, because, well, just get into it. I need to think about how I need to say this first line without sounding like the reincarnation of Satan. No, no chance. No, no dance. No, no chance. No, no dance. No, no chance. Give me second chances. That's so cool! I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! My Okay. I'm gonna need you to hit the thumbs up on the stream. Okay. Hey, Sassy Frass. Okay. So I was listening to Lycan's live stream yesterday, and he was talking about this douche nozzle, who really is a douche nozzle. I don't really care for him. Not Lycan, the other person he was talking about. Hey, Andrea. And the person was talking about Gabby Petito. Okay. True crime. Listen, you will only see people on here talking about true crime cases, and they will automatically sympathize with usually the victim. Okay. Because that's the cool thing to do. And then plus you'll get more followers and look more sympathetic if you do so. Now, if you're somebody like me, this is why I don't talk about true crime really at all. And during the Chris Watts case, I tried to say it as polite as possible because I have a very unpopular opinion on that case. Okay. Now, this is a good way to start. That way, maybe you guys won't attack me as much. And I will give you the link if you want to include anything in this and voice your opinion, because obviously everybody has a different opinion. But I want to tell you a story. Okay. This story is about a man and a woman, and they were together for a while. And the man was just like really controlling over the woman. He told her what to do. She did everything he said to do. And he was just like really, really controlling. And they were together for years. And finally, like one day, the woman was just like fed up because the man said to her, he said, I'm going to bash this glass over my face, and I'm going to call the police and say that you did it. And then I'm going to jump off the fucking balcony and say you pushed me when I survive, probably, if I survive. And then she's like, fuck you. I ain't going to jail for you. And then she kills him. Because she's like, my life is fucked anyways, you know? And then she goes to jail for killing him. And everybody sides with him because he's dead. And because that's what you do, right? You automatically side with him because he's not here to defend himself. And that's that. That's a wrap. Now, what do you think about the story I just told you? Hey, Robin. Hey, Breezy. What's your opinion on the story I just told you? And yes, I am munching on blueberries, so you're going to have to deal with it. I'll try not to munch in the microphone. Any opinions on what I just said? Who do you think's at fault in that situation? Both? Maybe? I think maybe the woman should have called the cops, or do you feel sorry for the man? And this is not I mean, you could reverse the genders if you want to, because I just made that story up. I just made that story up. That's not a true story. Don't you think I'm creative? Isn't that fun? Hey, Lonnie. Okay, Lonnie, I love you. All righty. Because, in my personal opinion, if there's any true crime case or any scenario, do I know Molly's email? I know her phone number, but I can't give that out. Why? What's going on? In any case, sometimes it takes being a little bit controversial to look into the full story, right? Now, this is what happens with people that are tragedy sluts and pimps. They will automatically Hey, Tiff. Morning, Tiff. Tragedy pimps and whores will automatically go in, and they'll usually go with the popular opinion and be like, oh, yeah, no, this person's a victim. You know, because they're gone and they are a victim because they're deceased. Now, something Lycan said in his stream yesterday, and I was typing and then I messaged him. I was like, oh my God, I have so much to say about this, but I can't right now. Is a lot of people disagree, and this is where you're probably going to disagree with me, but I mean, this is my common logic. Hey, Vintage. Okay, I'll put you in timeout. I love you. Hope you have fun in timeout, and I'll see you in a few minutes, okay? That's my good friend and moderator that loves to go in timeout. That's all she ever does, and it's amazing. So a lot of people say, you know, don't talk ill of the dead, and they're not here to defend themselves. And that, I mean, obviously, if somebody is just pulling up some random dead person and talking horribly about them, like that would be really shitty. But if somebody is looking into a case, like if you're looking into the Chris Watts case or Gabby Petito or any of those, you're going to look at the relationship of the people because, first of all, you're curious, right? Am I blurry? Hold on a minute. My signal's cutting in and out. You're curious, right? And number two, you're an investigator. That's the whole fun of being in true crime. And sometimes, maybe if you're looking at old home videos of those people, maybe you're going to look at one of them and be like, oh my God, like either Brian Laundrie was a bitch or Shanann Watts was a bitch, or you're just going to look at their attitudes and the way they treated each other. I mean, that's just going to happen. If you're closed off into not looking into a full story and automatically siding with somebody just because they're not here, that's not really looking into true crime. And I think that's why there's a lot of controversial channels, you know, because they look into everything. And sometimes everything is not the popular thing to do. Okay. Hey, Kelly. Love you, Kelly Bain. Peach says, I will say nobody deserves to have their life taken away for just being annoying or toxic. No, Peach, not at all. Well, except for, you know, me and you, because we throw the ball across the pond. Put yourself in this scenario. Okay. You ready for this one? What if, okay, now Johnny Depp is a saint, right? What if Amber Heard, right? So many people are against her. Well, what if she started punching herself? What if they had children or a dog? Let's say a dog. And she killed the dog. And then what if she said, I'm going to call the police and say you did it and stuff? And what if Johnny Depp was and I'm not supporting this, by the way. So get your back up, back off. What if Johnny Depp was just like, I am so tired of you fucking with me and just fucking like trying to get me in trouble with the law and shit. And he just fucking, and it was like, if you're going to do it, fuck you. And he just killed her. Because maybe she was attacking him or they, you know, killed the dog, whatever, like domestic violence gone wrong or something. What would you guys think about that situation? I mean, obviously that didn't happen and I'm not saying it should, but would Johnny Depp be in the wrong? Yeah, he should have called the police, right? But shit happens. And she was antagonizing. So if we have people, hey, Amy, if we have people like Amber Heard, okay, Siren, and Amber Heard is like an instigating, you know, bitch. What if that bitch got choked out? Because a lot of people are going after her right now. And then what if she was gone and people were defending her saying, she's not here to defend herself. Leave her alone. She's innocent. But she really was the one that sparked the whole fucking thing the whole time. And killed the dog. And provoked. I agree with that, Willow. Willow says, hey, Robbie, it all depends on the way it's covered. You can cover anything, I think, if you're respectful in the delivery. Ooh, yes. So like yesterday, the guy that Siren was talking about, I think his girlfriend called Gabby Petito a bitch. And you guys might think like this is mean, but when I looked at Shanann Watts videos, I thought she was a bitch. Does that mean? I mean, I'm just observing. I'm not saying she deserved anything, but she came off bitchy to me. She really did. And I've said that before, and I've said it respectful, but like if we're looking into a situation, if you're looking into Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, Amber Heard was an instigating bitch. And if that would have went wrong and maybe he would have killed her or something like went really wrong, do you think people would be, I think people would be defending Amber Heard. Now, obviously, those are all completely different scenarios, and you don't even have to relate it to the Watts case or Gabby Petito or anything. Hey, Lycan, or anything like that. But in any situation, and you can even flop the genders if you want to. That's why I flopped the gender in my made up story that I just told you. Because it's like, once somebody is gone, like I've said this before when I was talking about the Watts case, to all of my haters, okay, to the people that clip my videos, and let's say Pastor Mill or any of these psychos, Captain Kangaroo, that's a good example. Do you think whenever I pass away, whenever that is, do you think Pastor Mill is going to be up giving a eulogy about me, saying what a wonderful person he thought I fucking was? I don't fucking think so. And if he does, he's a liar. Okay. He like hates me. Okay. So when I pass away, maybe, I mean, that would be rude to come on here and celebrate about it. But to me, if you don't like somebody or you see some, yeah, bossy Queenie, if you don't like somebody or you see negative qualities in them, especially if you're researching a case to see what happened, those are important factors that play into the story. You know, the way they were treated, or were they emotionally abused or manipulated? And lots of people have said, like, I'm a Chris Watts sympathizer, and you're correct. I, and it's not that I sympathize with him specifically. I sympathize with anybody who maybe is being controlled or feels trapped in a relationship. Now, murder is not the answer, folks. Okay. But I sympathize with that. I have hit a 1 if you've ever felt trapped in a relationship, like stuck, like there's no getting out. You're just going to have to deal with the misery of it. I'm a 1. I have. And it sucks. I mean, I've never contemplated murder. Maybe like in my daydreams, but not seriously. But like, it fucking sucks. Especially when, and I've also been in a relationship before where people have said, you know, they've hit themselves and then want to call the police. I've had people do that type of shit on here. I mean, they didn't hit themselves, but technically they harassed themselves and then blame me. People do that all the time. And then it looks like, you know, they're a victim or whatever. It's, oh, yes, rebel. That's a good point. But some people rebel. Like, what if divorce is just, it sounds like more misery and more work and more torture than the actual marriage itself? Alimony, custody, making someone's life a living hell. I mean, divorce is shit. I've never had a divorce, and I hope I never have one. Happy Monday, Diana. But in my personal opinion, like, sometimes you're just fucked. You are stuck. I mean, and normally it's financially, you know, you're stuck financially. You got a house together. If you break up, you're not going to be able to afford it by yourself. Like, there's so many ways for somebody to be stuck, especially if you have kids. Sorry to say. Divorce is torture, especially with a kid involved. That's what I was thinking. I mean, I don't have either one of those. I don't have a kid, and I've never been divorced, but I have been in a relationship where the person was like, I wanted to think logically and say, hey, I love you, but I want, like, this isn't working. We really need to break up, like, for our own good. That person wasn't having it. No, you are mine forever, and I don't want to see you with anyone else, and we will not be friends. Because I was like, we love each other so much. Let's just be friends. We will not be friends. I will not see you with somebody else. And there was some pretty psychotic stuff going on there. Divorces are expensive. Consider. Well, I mean, murder can be expensive too. You know, think about the trial. I mean, people on YouTube are going to make a lot of money, but you're pretty much fucked. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hey, Robbie, I'm still a few minutes behind, but I'm caught. Oh, okay. Worst case scenario in a murder is you get an orange jumpsuit. Vacay. Win-win, right? And by the way, just so you know, I am not condoning murder. I am not condoning domestic violence or anything like that. I'm just saying, when you're looking at stuff like this, it's difficult because people automatically want to side with, of course, like you see somebody die and you want to, of course, you're going to have sympathy for their family and them and stuff. But if you're a detective, you're going to look into the full fucking story. And sometimes you're going to look like a fucking asshole doing it. Okay. You want to know what? That's why when it came to true crime, this is my bitch. Bitch. You got to be a Gale Weathers to get down to the full story. You got to cut through the weeds and stomp through the people and get on top of the story, no matter whose feelings it hurts. And you don't want to intentionally hurt those people's feelings, but you want to get down to the bottom of the story now. Okay? What, Lycan? I'm not condoning murder, but if I did, or find discount products at Walmart will do the job well. Dollar Tree has some sharp objects as well. Again, that is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Amy says, my mom and dad had the perfect divorce. They moved 2 blocks from each other, so my little brother could go between houses when he wanted, and are still friends to this day. Just couldn't be married. See, that is beautiful. Win-win. Nobody gets hurt. Okay. Hey, Penguin. Good to see you. Hey, I popped in that live yesterday. I just couldn't chat a lot. I was busy. Plus, it said I had to be a subscriber to chat. Makeup Sarah says, my ex-boyfriend was a bit controlling. He would go in a mood if I didn't watch what he wanted to watch, and he hit me one. Wait, you're talking about TV watching? He had mild learning difficulties, but still no excuse. You know, my ex-girlfriend, before I came out of the closet, and we lost our virginity to each other and stuff, she would be so controlling over the radio in the car. Like, I usually am playing whatever music, but like whoever's in the car with me, if they ever want to change it, like change it. You shouldn't have to. Like, she would get like violently fucking mad if you change the radio station. If I put on Christina Aguilera, she hated her and would cause a huge fight. But I loved Christina because I was in the closet and I was like, oh, chicka. Feel me? That bitch hated Christina, and she still does. She even went, we saw Christina Aguilera for the first time. I went because I've seen Christina 4 times in concert. We were in the 4th row, and my girlfriend was flipping her off from the audience. Christina was shaking her ass in my face, by the way. No fun. And Kelly Rowland broke her toe at that concert because Destiny's Child opened up for him. And then she still continued to perform. That's dedication. Hey, Lottie. Have you ever played in school that ex-girlfriend or boyfriend hangman game? No, I used to play MASH or Cash or whatever that was. I believe the M stands for murder. They should change that. Instead of married, change it to murder. Do you need to be rubbed the... You gotta rub me the right way if you wanna be with me. Makeup Sarah says he wanted me to watch Prisoner Cell Block H, and I did, but sometimes I didn't want to. It wasn't my sort of series. Yeah, there's like a toxic relationships like that. They have like an invisible prison wall that like people are like, just get a divorce or just get out of there. Like if you look at Shanann and Chris Watts, just fucking leave, dude. You found a new woman. Just tell her you're leaving, and that's that. Well, I believe that's what happened, and that was the problem. Have you ever had somebody chase you out or stand at the door after breaking up with them or being like, no, don't leave? And then you end up getting in like a physical confrontation with them, or you just want to leave and they're blocking you in. We don't know if that didn't happen that night. I'm not saying it did. We don't fucking know. You don't know what happened. People are like, oh, he's such a pig. He looked like such. And here's the other part, like about Chris Watts. People always say, Shanann was, no, the first confession's not true. Shanann, look at her, how she was. She was amazing with those kids. Okay, well, we could say the same thing about Chris Watts. What's your point? Okay. Robin, you back off, my man. Love says, in my opinion, if you are a total bitch when you are alive, when you die, that doesn't change. I know that sounds bad, but it's true. Love, thank you. Oh my God, Aunt Sally! Hey, sister, go, sister. Better get that dough, sisters. Coming through with diamonds in the glass by the case to mean another expensive taste. You want to itchy, yeah, yeah. Mocha chocolate. Frio Aunt Sally, marmalade. Love you, Aunt Sally. Nicodemus says, trial by social media has become the norm and can horrific consequences for the innocent folks. Listen, I haven't watched the Gabby Petito Lifetime movie, and I don't know if I will, but I guess it portrays her to be controlling and stuff. And yeah, I mean, those movies can tend to, I mean, they have entertainment value to them, obviously. Why do you think people would fucking make movies about that? It's just to get attention because it's popular. Just like anybody else here on YouTube talks about those cases. They don't actually care about Gabby Petito. They don't actually care about Shanann Watts or getting down to the bottom. They see a popular name, and I know that from experience, and that's why I don't talk about true crime really ever on my channel anymore. There's a bunch of fucking psychos in that community. Turns into drama anyway, so you might as well come down here at the bottom of the barrel and hang out with us folks. It's fun down here, and it's hot, just like hell. Breezy says, I personally always felt a lot of those home videos were for show. I can't comment, love you, and Aunt Sally, you can't comment? What do you mean you can't comment? I love you. Thank you. That's weird. Why? Text me or take a screenshot. Show me what it's doing. Jerry D says, I'm trying to rebuild my strength due to being intensive critical care for 2.5 weeks in the hospital for 3 weeks. I hope you get better very quickly, Jerry D, and I'm sorry to hear that. Prayers for Jerry D, you guys. And plus, listen, if you're going to do true crime, and that's why a lot of these people just jump on the bandwagon and start having conversations about it and just tag the person's name, they don't actually do their research because, listen, folks, true crime, if you're going to talk about it, it takes a lot of extensive fucking research, which none of these people are willing to do, except for, people like that lady that does her makeup. Who's the really like popular chick that does her makeup and talks about true crime cases? She does pre-recorded stuff like that kind of shit. Leave it up to those kind of people because they actually tell a full story. It's quick, it's to the point, the story is done. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. They don't stream for 8 hours, 10 hours per day, every single day, talking about the same topic over and over and over just to get a view. Okay. Jeep Girl, that's awesome. I'll text her also and let her know. I didn't even think about that. I'll let her know. We'll see how big Molly Golightly's heart is after that. Bailey, thank you. Yes, Bailey Sarian. So leave it up to people like that. You think people like these people that automatically they have a channel and then automatically they just start tagging popular dead people and then they say, oh, I care about true crime. No, you don't. You care about popular true crime. If you cared about true crime, your channel would be scrolling all day 24/7. You would have a scroll of updated missing people's reports, updated Amber's alerts. All of that stuff would be scrolling 24/7 because that shit happens all day, every day to multiple different people that just so happen to not be popular. Okay. But you don't care about the unpopular people. You only care about the popular ones. Because that's the only time anyone's going to listen to your fucking bullshit about true crime because you're not a true investigator. Okay. And when you do true crime, you automatically side with what the popular opinion is instead of just like walking out on a ledge and fucking taking a risk and fucking being like, this is my opinion, guys. Has anyone looked into this? And then people be like, oh my God, you're a terrible person for looking into the truth. How dare you? Fuck off. Okay. Wow. Did you hear about the 2 college shootings that happened last night? 7 dead between. No, I didn't, Robin. You wanna know why? Number 1, I don't watch the news, and number 2, none of these fucking true crime people that claim to care about people said anything about it. Probably because people are used to that by now, unfortunately. I did not hear about that. No, I did not, and that is terrible. Yeah, Bailey Sarian actually does dark history, true crime now, and I love it. And she's also funny. Like, she's entertaining, and she gets to the point. This is what people like, you have mysteriously Brittany, who's one of the newest ones to, strike gold by tagging a fucking popular case that she cares nothing about. This is what they do. Well, we don't know, and this is what I don't know what happened, but this is what I think. Let's say she's talking about Chris Watts. Yeah, well, the first confession was there, and I think he's lying. He's a liar. He did this, and that's the end of story. But we're just going to sit here and continue talking about it, even though we think this case is closed, just so we have something to talk about. Because why not latch on to a popular person and tag their name nonstop? Hell, wow, this is amazing. Look how many people are showing up for this. God, we got to talk in circles now and just throw something new in there. Well, I think the case is closed, but there are, other avenues you can go down. Maybe that night a purple unicorn came into the house and like killed everyone and then told Chris Watts, if you are in this house by the time I get home, I will get you too, my little pretty. And so he was like, oh, fuck, I don't want that to happen. So he actually took everything, covered it up, and buried all the bodies and went back to work. That purple unicorn was really threatening. Okay. And they just talk in circles. They're not actually looking into stuff. They're just throwing out random, topics or whatever, just to stir the pot. And then when the families are like, please leave us alone, please stop talking about this, they're like, yeah, no, fuck that. We're making too much money for that. That's never going to happen. Who the fuck do you think you are? Keep your mouth shut. God bless you too, Pastor Lycan. Wow, you're beautiful. You really spread some positivity around these streets. You know what I'm saying? If anybody has anything to add to this, you can come on up. I'm going to drop the link. Also, I did see Pastor Mill posting some more stuff. Listen, if Pastor Mill wanted peace and to be loving and peaceful and stuff, he sure is doing a fucked up job going after so many different people right now, huh? Stirring the pot, sharing instigating videos, calling people racist. Don't you think if Pastor Mill actually did think somebody was racist, he would be like, listen, we need to pray together because this hatred you have, it's ungodly and we need to learn to love. So let's pray this out. Or, he would do something, not spread instigating fucking shit to make somebody go after somebody who is not a racist, but you're putting a target on somebody, Pastor Mill, calling them racist. You're just putting targets on people and you're trying to build your channel so that people will watch your fake ministry. I'd rather watch Benny Hinn fucking push people in their heads and heal them magically than to watch your fucking boring ass, monotone bitch ass sit there and talk shit about people because you're not even fun at doing it. Like, you're not entertaining at all. If you were entertaining, it would be a different story, but you're not. So sit the fuck down. No, Missy K. Any pastor or, somebody who really just wants to spread love, but spreads hate videos nonstop, give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. You and a pastor, you a big fake. Give me a break. Give me a break. Bring me off a piece of that big dick bar, because he wants me to pop off a piece of my milk. I'm drinking coffee with pumpkin spice, almond milk, pumpkin spice creamer. What all good Christians should be drinking, except for save Robbie. He should be drinking boiling coffee straight out of the microwave and get used to the feeling of boiling semen in his throat, which he will be enjoying in hell, says Pastor Mill. Okay. But yeah, no, he's I mean, he's really going, and what's very interesting is if you pay attention to Pastor Mill tagging, you nonstop, which he will do if you go against any of his beliefs, is if you speak up, and Kim from Kim and Crafton did a really respectful video the other night about Christianity and being born the way you are and letting people choose and not being hateful. It was a very good, positive stream, actually. She wasn't mean at all. And now he's going after her. Lycan spoke up, and now he's going after him. Like, so Pastor Mill, his version or his, I guess, way of responding to people or schooling people is to attack them and make them look bad and have other people, spread hateful videos and rumors just because you pissed them off. And it's very clear, like I said, actions speak louder than words. It's very clear that Pastor Mill gets triggered and wants to get back at people. But remember, Pastor Mill, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So why you spreading your vengeance around is my question. Jerry D says, I don't even call him a man. The imposter Mill isn't a real man even. Yeah, like he's completely contradicting what he's trying to teach. Missy K, it is very delicious. I love pumpkin spice. I am a basic bitch. Almond milk, pumpkin spice, the coffee mate. Ooh, yeah. Good stuff, huh? Wow. Here's the other part about Pastor Mill, now that we're on to that subject, is this is a man where, Pastor Mill, you can actually reach out to me. SaveRobbie.1982@gmail.com. My email is right there on the screen. I've given you links to come up here and have a conversation, and I'll hear you out. It'll be a peaceful conversation. But see, you keep instigating. You're not a man of your word, or else you would come up here with, and surround yourself with the Holy Spirit and be protected by it, since I'm so demonic, and you would have a conversation. But you don't do that because you know you're in the wrong and you know that you'll look like a fool. So you have to keep lying on your channel about multiple different people, not just me, and attacking them. That is your MO, mode of operation, if you will. And that's the only way that, if you actually came up here, I believe you would feel defeated, because you're in the wrong. You know that God knows you're in the wrong. And you know that God wouldn't allow you to come up here and preach your hate and actually get away with it. You can get away with it with your lies on your channel, but that's just pure evil. I bet he goes through a lot of pants because they're always on fire. Very possible. Your side door with the lights is sexy, scary, like 80s Ghostbusters. One, and you're the sexy hello isn't needing to be received and required by your sexy love, Robert. So, oh, thank you. Wow. Are you talking about like Sigourney Weaver's apartment? She had a badass apartment, huh? Nice rooftop, great balcony. Wow. Great statues. And matter of fact, I'm sure, because Pastor Mill is always listening, and his whore of a daughter is always listening as well. So there's the link. Your daughter can come up and speak for herself, or you can, but you won't. Okay. You know what, Jerry? Satan does come in all forms, and he also uses, like, people disguise themselves all the time. And I mean, actions speak louder than words. I know that I make bad decisions and mistakes every day, especially the way I respond to people, maybe some of the words that come out of my mouth. But I still know that God loves me, accepts me, and is here for my journey of discovering who he is, who I am, all of it. And that is the beauty in your walk. God is patient, and God knows your flaws. He doesn't sit there and throw them in your face every day like Pastor Mill does. And God, again, is common sense. And God knows that if someone comes to you confrontationally or insults you It is normal human behavior to be offended and probably want to fire back to that. Okay. He doesn't have the balls to come up here because he knows he's in the wrong. He knows that he would get shut down with facts and common sense and common logic if he came up here and faced me, which he won't do. And he even said that on his stream. He's like, I'm not going to come up there and talk to Robbie. I don't want this back and forth. Really? Well, then why do you keep making videos? Why do you keep bringing up and tagging my name? Oh, yeah, you definitely want that. You were the one who started it. And actually, I also want to correct something that I was listening to Irish Crime and Coffee Time, Jur, because somebody said go over there and listen to what Country Joe could not stop bringing up my name. She's got a freaking boner for me. Okay. Country Joe gets off by talking about me. Yeah, Penguin, he was going after you as well, which is bullshit. But Country Joe, listen, and I respect Jur because Jur and I have come to a peaceful resolution between the two of us through emails, because she actually is a grown adult and has spoke to me through emails, and we've been incredibly peaceful with each other. But I did want to correct Jur about something. She said she's blocked on my channel. You're not blocked. Once you show that you are an adult, I have a respect for you, and you're not blocked on my channel. But I do understand that if you came in here, you would never hear the end of it from Country Joe. And I respect, I mean, none of my friends are going to tell me what the fuck to do, but you know, I respect that you're not going to come in here just because of that. So I respect that. But here's what happened. Country Joe said, I haven't really watched it or followed it, but you know, did you hear what he said about Pastor Mill's daughter? Save Robbie has been going after Pastor Mill. Pastor Mill is just responding to Save Robbie. Country Joe, you are an idiot. Okay? Because I have never spoke about Pastor Mill on my channel before he started tagging me in videos where he was going after my engagement, my marriage, saying it's not recognized by God, going after homosexuals, judging me, and then covering it and saying, oh, with love, and then going after people, sharing hate videos about myself, his daughter going into comment sections saying I'm going to hell, I'm not accepted by God. So Country Joe, this is why you should never do true crime, and nobody takes you seriously anyways. You don't even take yourself seriously. That's why you're on here under a fake persona and a character named Country Joe, because you're an embarrassment to yourself. If you did your research, you would know that I was responding to Pastor Mill. Okay, but of course you want to make me look like some asshole that just goes after people. If he would have never made homophobic bullshit going after my sexuality and shit, I would have never looked at his channel. But he was tagging me nonstop, multiple times. Oh yeah, that'll never happen, Penguin. He'll never let you on a panel. And so then, and so I emailed Juror yesterday and I said, yeah, this is incorrect, because they automatically went by somebody in the chat. Because Juror said no. Robbie was responding and she corrected Country Joe and she said he was going after his sexuality. Just by somebody going in the chat and saying, nope, that's not true. He was not. They said, oh, okay, never mind. No, he wasn't then. So then, yeah, Robbie's in the wrong. Don't just listen to your chat, people. Go do your research. And this goes back to the original topic of this live stream. If you do not look into the full story, or you feel uncomfortable maybe looking into a victim that is of a murder case or whatever actually being at fault or any of that, you're scared to looking into the truth and you're scared of the truth. Listen, bitches, the truth shall set you free. So if you're not willing to look into the facts, and I'm not talking about Juror, because I understand that anything Country Joe says, Juror is probably going to go along with that, because she's probably terrified of Country Joe snapping on her, just like she snapped on all of us. Okay, Country Joe started going after me, and I thought we were good, just simply because of I liked Mrs. Portland. That is it. Two-faced. And she will do that to anybody. She says it with her own mouth. If you guys go into this chat, don't come over into mine. She makes people pick sides. Okay, so I understand that if Juror was peaceful with me, Country Joe doesn't want peace. And Juror even said to me yesterday, she said, you know, Country Joe really does want to move on from this and she wants peace. And I respect that Juror is trying to help, That's not going to happen. We've already done that. We've already tried that, and Country Joe has gone against that. So I can be peaceful and just coexist with Country Joe, but I'll never trust her again. And people, if you've had an experience with her, you know what I'm talking about. She cannot be trusted. She is two-faced. She will go after you simply if you talk to somebody that she doesn't like, and she will boycott you and go after you and make videos. And that's why Country Joe has ever got a response out of me. Same with Pastor Mill. So if you just shut your mouth and didn't attack me, call me names, go after my sexuality, go after my religion, all that kind of stuff, then I wouldn't even look in your direction. I wouldn't speak about you. You know, just like Country Joe tags me nonstop. And then she says, Robbie's talking about me or coming after me. I don't talk about him. He's just doing it for views. No, bitch. I'm responding to your tags. I'm responding to your insults. I'm responding to your big mouth. That is it. And I mean, it's my choice to respond or not. I don't have to, but I fucking do. She does want to keep the drama. Of course she does, you know, because Country Joe, listen, and this is somebody, and somebody came into my chat the other day and said, Country Joe right now, because they were talking about me. And that's why I went over later and looked at their stream. But Jur was not talking bad about me, but somebody, their screen name came in and said, Country Joe and Jur have 3 times the viewers you do. Well, go back and look at the video you came in. My video that I was in is already above the views of their live stream. Okay. And number 2, I don't give a fuck. And I'm guessing that was probably Country Joe that came in and said that. But these people that talk about views, I will sit in here if there's 20 people in my chat and I will still speak my mind. I will not fucking leave and be like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. You should not be fucking embarrassed to still speak your mind, regardless. I don't give a fuck about that. I am not defined by views. I'm defined by my hot, sexy ass and my sweet opinions. Okay? That's it. And I will fully be confident coming on here doing that shit. But see, Country Joe, she does have to keep the drama going, because if she's doing a singing stream or a regular stream, just like anybody else, they also get fucking 40 viewers in their chat. Even Granny's Watching does. Who fucking cares? So they're just proving that they care too much about numbers, and that's why they keep talking about bullshit. Christina says, I'm the type I won't hesitate to fly to somebody's house if I don't have the COVID shot to fly and whip their ass. Oh, wow, Christina. I wouldn't do that. If I said something like that, somebody would be going to the courthouse lying again. Who cares about comparing views? Yeah. And then Country Joe, here's the other part about her. So she came after me and she was like, oh my God, look at his views. Like instigating, cutting me down, saying, you know, his views are down or whatever. And so in return, by her talking shit to me, I said, the only numbers you should be focused on are the numbers on your fucking scale. Okay. And you need to fucking get yourself healthy. Oh my God, did you hear what he said to me? Well, don't fucking start none and I won't bark back. Why do you got to be a fucking childish piece of shit and talk about somebody? Oh, look at their views, or look at your fucking waistline, bitch. Look at your face. How about I can do that too? I don't have to talk about your numbers, which go down all the time too. Who fucking cares about that? Focus on your health, bitch. And then, oh my God, listen to what he said. Well, yeah, it's because you poked the bear, you dumbass. You will get a response out of me if you're like that, and it's probably going to hurt your feelings. Okay? Love you, Marlene. Hey! I hope you're doing good, Marlene. What the fuck is this duck? What the fuck, Chuck? Hang on a minute. Oh, God, I'm so scared. Oh, there's somebody backstage. Oh, God. Oh, my body. My body. Who is that?
Hello, Robbie.
Hey.
Quack, quack.
The duck. There were 2 ducks in my pool yesterday when I was working out at the gym. 2 lovers, a male and a female. Cute. Isn't that cute? Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Exactly, Penguin. They insult people first, then they get a response, which is probably what they're fishing for, really. And then all of a sudden they're like this horrible, victimized person. Anyhow, are you in a saloon? Where are you? Looks very.
I have no clue. I'm in a den or something.
Mm-hmm. It looked like Sherlock. Yeah, Sherlock. Quack. Sure quack.
Yeah.
Sure quack in your dark
Quack,
homes.
quack.
Something like that. He is a duck, Amber. So what the duck do you have to say about all this?
Well,
Ducker.
I got struck yesterday by someone who's mad that I
what'd you
went
get a
on
strike
your
for?
came up in on your panel. I guess you can guess who that is.
What was the strike for? Pastor Mill or some person that I don't mention on my channel.
The one you just mentioned.
You're getting. So you're getting copyright struck by a person who's complaining about being copyright struck?
Yes.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
I think she got
you know how to.
She got triggered by me being let up on your panel.
Well, that's unfortunate. See, and the reason I don't talk about that person, and we'll even move on from after I say this, but is, I mean, it's very, I clearly don't talk about them because, I mean, they religiously tag me every single day and I'm not doing anything to them, like nothing. And they'll spread lies and all this stuff. And the interesting part is they go after people that I love and care about. And they also team up with people that are attacking me. So I just let them show their stalker behavior and that they won't quit. And I just don't respond. It's as simple as that. Oh, hold on. I want to answer this question from Jenny. She says, without any provoking, Miss P has done all of that to you and more. Everything you said is what she's done to many. Is the difference to you her intellect? I would say a little bit. Also, I mean, I have had a personal relationship and friendship with Mrs. Portland. And so, I know deeper, obviously, into just her interactions and know when not to bark back at her and stuff like that. And I don't accept what she does. And that's why, I'm not supporting the shit she says to people I care about or myself. But the thing is, even Mrs. Portland with her intellect, even she has said sorry or had some sort of resolution with me, even though she's broken it. Pastor Mill has never spoke to me, and he won't. At least Mrs. Portland has the balls enough to speak to me. Pastor Mill has never met me, spoke to me, none of that stuff. So I think the difference is Mrs. Portland has actually interacted with me and communicated. Pastor Mill has not. So I find it very ignorant that he doesn't look into the things he is talking about, and he won't even face me, and he's speaking about me nonstop. And even after giving him a link, many people have done this. You give them a link to your chat and they won't take it, but then they'll make a video about how hateful you are. And it's like, you're the one not communicating. I'm giving you an opportunity to do that, and you're not.
And I show us how easy it is to talk to Robbie.
Yeah, I'll even talk to a duck. Actually, I'd rather talk to a duck. Animals are the best. Seriously. People suck. Peach says, ain't giving any other attention to them. I actually have a life and career to focus on instead of internet stalking. Yeah, and that's another thing too, like with the person I don't mention, is that has become an exhausting situation that I mean, it doesn't matter. I notice if I don't respond, they go even harder at me to try to get a reaction. And that's never got me anywhere in the past. So I don't care. They can make whatever lies, rumors, whatever. And I don't give a fuck anymore. They're stupid. Thank you for answering. I was wondering the difference because what you said about CJ could be applied to her. I was wondering your side of it. Yeah. And the thing is, like, it all comes down to communication, I guess is my answer to that, Jenny. CJ doesn't communicate. And if she does, just like Mrs. Portland, CJ breaks her peace agreements.
Within a day.
Yeah. And also, you know, and who was doing this? That Big D guy did this on Juror's panel, or on his panel with Juror. CJ did it. It's like they feel so abused, right, by me. But every conversation they have, they bring up my name. It's like Robbie. And even Juror shut CJ down yesterday. She's like, I'm not talking about Robbie on my channel. We have come to a mutual agreement and a peaceful agreement. And, you know, she's like, we're blocked on each other's channels, which is incorrect. Juror is not blocked on my channel. We've been very peaceful. Problem is, she can't come in here and say hi. I couldn't even go into Juror's chat and say hi without Country Joe freaking out. Hey, Lana! Lana, I love you. You want to make out? We could make out. My fiance, you'll be cool with it. Love you. But it's all, you know, it's instigating back and forth. And it's stupid. And of course, I have no problem speaking my mind. And the shitty part is, brutally honest, is that's like the only way to get it out, because these people don't communicate and talk to me anyways. So I'm just speaking publicly about it, because that's the only way they communicate with me, is if I give them a response publicly. They can suck it. Lana, I was talking earlier about how people, they don't look into shit. And, you know, when somebody dies in a true crime case, they automatically by default side with that person when that person could have been in the wrong. And then I compared it to the Amber Heard situation. If that case would have gone south and somebody would have ended up dying or getting killed, people would probably be defending Amber Heard, being like, oh my God, she should have never, you know. I mean, nobody should ever get killed, but there are instigating people in the world, and they don't automatically become a saint just because they get choked out. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, we had.
I love it.
We had someone saying that Gabby Petito deserved to die.
Well, nobody does.
Exactly.
And I haven't even really, I don't care to look into a lot of true crime cases, because first of all, it's depressing. And I like to surround myself, like, outside of, you know, when I'm working out and stuff, with music and funny stuff. So I don't even really know anything about the Gabby Petito case, except for that I think Brian Laundrie is hot. He was hot. And people are like, oh my God, look, I could fucking say he's hot if I want to. Okay.
Right.
And then what I'm saying is, you know, I didn't watch the Lifetime movie, which now I'm actually interested to watch it, but that's going to have some sort of bias to it, brutally honest.
Right.
And so it doesn't matter what case you're talking about. And I don't, like I said, I don't know anything about that. But let's say Gabby Petito, let's say she was a controlling person. I'm not saying she was, because I don't know anything about that, or anybody. And then they end up being emotionally abusive or threaten to go to the police and get someone in trouble simply because they're having a dispute with each other. And then that person, the other partner, whether it's a male or a female, you could swap the genders if you want, that person gets fed up and they're like, I ain't going to jail for you. And if I do, it's going to be for a damn good fucking reason. And then somebody ends up getting hurt or murdered, you know? And then people are like, you can't talk about that person because they're gone. And yeah, but the whole point of true crime is looking into everything. And sometimes that hurts. It's controversial, and sometimes it hurts. And that is why I bring up Gail Weathers all the time, because that bitch holds back none, motherfucker. And that's how you should be if you're investigating something. Okay.
Right. Some of these reporters drive me nuts.
Well, and you know, some people report just to report, but a lot of people get called, you know, a victim basher or whatever, simply just because they're actually looking into a different side. And I guess it is the way you word it, you know, because if you say, oh, they deserve this. No, they didn't. You know, if you word it like that, then yeah, you're probably going to look like an asshole. But at the same time, you're just looking into a bigger picture, or, you know,
right,
the story.
Right. If you're looking into both sides of it,
can be very
that's different. But if there was a few people in the true crime community who actually was actually taking just one side of it and blaming the victim, now that's not right.
No. And I guess also it depends on like your side. I personally, to me, like I just, like with friends when they fight or anything, I don't just automatically by default side or agree with somebody based on what they seemed, their persona was or anything. I actually like to look into everything. That's why I watch a lot of my haters' videos they make to see, oh, maybe they're pointing out something that's valid, or, maybe they're hurt for whatever reason, trying to figure out and get to the bottom of what happened or what the issue is. And a lot of times, just like with Chris.
With one person that you don't mention, she's mad because I like you. I like Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to bend over and I'm not going to bend over and do what she says.
Yeah, it's a temper tantrum. She throws temper tantrums. That's all it is. I just let her throw her temper tantrums and I don't care anymore because it shows her character. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Yes, hit the thumbs up, folks. I never say hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, I said. What are you doing? What the duck are you doing, you mother ducker piece of duck shit? You've watched a few Lifetime movies. Hey, the Chris Watts movie. And again, people are like, oh, Chris Watts isn't hot. Oh, yes, he was. Yes, he is hot. And they even cast a hot guy to play Chris Watts. Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. All of these men are hot. All of them. That doesn't change, what I think about what they did to people, but I also have an unpopular opinion about the Watts case. So there's that. Okay. I believe that, and brutally honest, I don't know if relationships you've been in, but I believe in relationships when you're in that moment of, things can go from 0 to 10 real quick. When you're in an argument, when there's jealousy or cheating involved, people break stuff, they hurt each other, all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, that can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter what your life looks like on the outside or how it is on the inside. Jealousy and cheating and lust or controlling emotional abuse, that can change the dynamics real fucking quick in an argument.
Right.
Have you guys ever gotten in a physical confrontation with somebody and then afterwards been like, holy shit, or even a screaming match and been like, how the fuck did that even happen? Like, what the hell? It just gets heated quickly. And unfortunately, sometimes that ends in a crime or a true crime case.
True.
If I was poking and pushing and pushing and pushing you, brutally honest, and saying I'm gonna punch myself or I'm gonna kill our hamster or dog, and then I'm gonna call the police and say you did it, I don't know, you might end up calling the police, but what if you're just like, fuck you, and you just snap and then you kill me? I mean, I'm just saying that for entertainment purposes only, but
right.
would I be a complete in the right and a victim just because all of a sudden I'm not here to speak for myself? No, I was fucking instigating you. So,
right.
And again, I'm not saying that's
I
what
get your
happened
point
in
here.
all
I
these
get your
cases,
point there, but yeah, with the Chris Watts thing, is he lied, and then he lied again,
he did lie,
and then lied again.
Yeah, he lied a lot. I mean, that definitely did not help anything. Especially, because he was trying to cover with God knows what, him hiding bodies, evidence, whatever. And honestly,
He probably hid.
We can talk forever.
Right.
He probably what?
He probably hid evidence. I don't think they found all the evidence. That's my theory.
Probably not. I mean, honestly, and I'm not condoning again murder, but if I was stuck in a situation where I was fucked and I was like, might as well try to hide it, and even if the other person instigated or whatever, yeah, I'd probably lie and try to get away with it.
I think I don't think Nicole, what's her name, Kissinger, whatever her name is.
I love Nicole Kissinger. I love her. If I ever see her in public, I'm going to give her a big hug. I love her. In my personal opinion, I saw her as trying to get him out of a toxic relationship that he didn't want to be in anymore, trying to start his life over. And, I think she did believe that they were not together, and they were going through a divorce and living together and going through things with the kids. And, you know, because Chris is a good fucking liar. He was kind of manipulates people. So, hey, Bobby Pin.
But I think,
so,
I don't think he was the only one he was cheating on.
Hey, Mel.
That's just my opinion.
Oh,
on
you think Trent Bolt was involved?
I don't think it was Trent Bolt, but I think he was like bed hopping.
Well, I mean, naturally as a man, let me tell you something. I mean, cheating is never right. But, you know, Chris Watts did not look all that great before, and probably couldn't get any woman he wanted before he started working out and getting ripped. And he was probably getting, you know, turning heads. And of course, your testosterone as a man goes up once you work out and you get really horny. I mean, because your hormones and all that kind of stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, he was thinking with his hot body and his big old, yeah. Okay. And unfortunately, he just ended up. But I think that Nicole Kessinger could have been good for him if things didn't turn out the way they did, because it seemed like there was more freedom to be himself and open up and that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, didn't end like that. She was searching Shanann Watts a year before, though. Yeah, she probably just wanted that dick, you know, and was looking into him. She had a crush. I look up people. When I had crushes, I would look people up too. My fiance said that he stalked me for like 12 years before we even met. So I told him, I was like, on Facebook. And I said, obviously, you didn't stalk me very good because we're just, you know, meeting this year. Jesus. Trent Bolt is actually a very nice person. I formed somewhat of a friendship outside of YouTube with him. And I mean, God, this was years ago. Whether he was making it up or not, I definitely know personally what he has gone through, because I can relate to some things without saying it out loud. But, you know, people can tend to have addiction issues that can affect us telling the truth, stuff like that. And I can tell you that Trent has gone on the right path to fixing his issues. So, you know, not everybody needs to be held from what they were in the past. And I think he's doing great in his life.
Well, I don't think Trent Bolt actually had an affair with him. That's just my opinion. I think
I don't either.
I'm saying if it was, he was talking about a friend of his or something that did it, and he's the one who came forward.
I don't think it happened at all. Yeah. I don't think at all. I think that, you know, sometimes when we're going through hard times, our brains aren't all there and lies are said, and, you know, addicts lie a lot and shit like that. So he, last time I checked in, was on a very good path. Okay. Yeah. Hey, it's 11:14 a.m. and it's 11/14/2022. Is that fun? Anyways, do you have anything in closing to conclude to any of the topics we've spoke about today? Because I do need to finish cleaning and then get my sweet, hot, beautiful spray tanned ass. My fiance rubbed spray tan on me yesterday into the shower, and my buns are looking very good. I will have you know. I'm sure you were interested in that. My ass is looking very good and well done.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you. You didn't even compliment me, and I say thank you. Anyways, do you have anything in closing
not
to
really.
say about any of it? No, I'm sorry your channel got copied. I'm sorry about your channel, by the way.
Well, I'll be doing the counter.
Yeah, and it's best with that one just to let her do her. Let her. She's never going to stop. And she's proven that.
I'm showing her I'm unintimidated.
Yeah. Robbie going to steal. Robin is trying to take my man. That's 1:15 p.m. in Maryland. Wow.
Yeah, it's about.
All right. Well, if you don't have any, if you don't have anything to say in closing, I'm going to wrap things up and say bye to everybody. Okay. But thank you for coming up. I hope you have a beautiful day. Do you want to see pictures of my? You want to see pictures of my butt? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You could send them to me.
It's on Twitter. There's my butt's on Twitter.
I never could find it on Twitter, so
somewhere on there. Just scroll back somewhere. It's back somewhere on Twitter. So, all right. Well, I will talk to you later. Have a beautiful day.
Okay. You too.
Bye. All right, guys. I'm going to end this. I guess with the tragedy, Pimpin, we can end with. Is anybody live that we can raid? Anyone? While we're doing that, this is my song "Tragic Holiday." This is an original song I wrote about tragic shit, and I think maybe that's fitting for the mood. So we'll just end on that. Bye, Gladys. I love you. Peach, I love you. This is my song "Tragic Holiday" that I wrote years ago about mass shootings and shit like that. So, Man with the gun, he aims at the crowd. Innocent people go running and screaming as bullets fly out. He's full of anger, his gunfire is loud. People in danger fall to the ground and he shoots like he's proud. He has no heart, killing's his art. The world is a stage and he's cast as a villain and playing his part. No compassion, lives are passing. Body counts rising even when sirens are on the horizon. Yeah. It's turned into a massacre. Yeah. It's like a dream, it's like a blur. Please make it stop, this can't be real. Look at all the life he steals. All the peace got blown away on this tragic holiday. I'll say a prayer, but what else is there to say on this tragic holiday? Kills everyone, then after he's done, he's got plenty more bullets, but the truth is he only needs one. He turns to his gun, kisses his life goodbye, leaving no reason he did it. The victims' families are wondering why. The damage is done, like evil has won. The gunman is dead, but many have died. Together we cry, so people, let's come together. No, folks, hold on a minute. We are rating Killjoy Jake. He is live right now about Screen 6 news. So go over there, save Robbie Raid at Killjoy Jake. Okay, and I'm going to continue the video. I just wanted to say that. Go over and give Jake some love. No matter a difference, no matter a gender, a color, a sexual preference, this is a nightmare turned to reality. Still counting all of the casualties, all of the killings really getting old. Too many lives have now been stolen. All the peace got blown away on this tragic holiday. I'll say a prayer, but what else is there to say on this tragic holiday? Las Vegas, Orlando, Virginia Tech, Sandy Hook, San Bernardino, Aurora, Columbine. From this day forward, this becomes a holiday, a tragic holiday, a tragic holiday. From this day forward, let's choose love and let's not go astray. Let's not go astray. No more tragic holidays. All the peace got blown away on this tragic holiday. I'll say a prayer, but what else is there to say on this tragic holiday.